Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye?
It was just a speck, a tiny foreign object flying through the air on a windy day while I was cutting the grass. Somehow that speck made its way into my left eye. For the next few hours, that little speck caused quite a bit of irritation. I tried washing it out. Finally, I went to a med center where the medical personnel on duty couldn't get it out either. Only after applying some ointment and waiting several more annoying hours did I get relief from this speck. This tiny, nagging irritant made me think anew about Jesus' teaching in Matthew 7 about criticizing others. My first thought was to be impressed with the practicality of Jesus' illustration. Using the effective literary tool of hyperbole or exaggeration, he explained for his listeners how foolish it is for a person to criticize someone without seeing that he or she is also guilty of errors. If you can find someone else's little speck while ignoring the hunk of wood in your own eye, then something's wrong. It should be unthinkable to ignore our own faults while pointing out someone else's. An attitude of self-righteousness has no place in the Christian life. That should be plain to see. Inspect your own life before you look for specks in others. Stay with us and listen to this beautiful story called Scott. It was time for an ice cream social fundraiser that my small youth group had waited for many months. The group consisted of 5 boys. One of them was called Scott. Scott always had a positive attitude. He looked on the bright side of things and never criticized anyone. But Scott was different from the rest of us. He was disabled. Oftentimes he was unable to participate in activities. No one ever made fun of him to his face, but at times people would snicker or stare in his presence. But Scott never worried. He just kept his head up high and ignored them all. Finally, the night of the ice cream social came. We rushed to the church basement and waited with scoopers in hand for the guests to arrive. One by one, people filed in, all hoping to get a nice creamy globe of ice cream. But what they ended up getting was a hard frozen mass. We waited for a while for the ice cream to thaw, and eventually it did. Once the ice cream thawed, we had another problem. It had melted into 3 pools of vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. But we persisted in serving it. We all had our chance to serve except for Scott. So being as kind as possible, we gave Scott a chance to scoop a serve. As soon as Scott gripped the scooper, our ice cream troubles turned into a world's greatest ice cream massacre. Milky ice cream was flung in every direction. Scott wouldn't stop. He kept scooping and scooping and scooping. Then suddenly, in the thick of the chaos, Scott stopped. We looked at Scott, and Scott looked at us, and that's when I realized why he had stopped. Scott was looking at a small, cute girl who entered the basement. Scott stated, "That's my friend." Our jaws fell open. The most beautiful girl we had seen all night was Scott's friend. We pushed Scott out of the way, hoping that we could get to serve her. But Scott just looked at us and said, I want to scoop the ice cream for her." We backed off. The girl slowly approached him. Scott stood posed, ready to scoop again. The girl said, "Hi, Scott." Hi, stuttered Scott. She began to make conversation with him by saying, "Look, I got my new braces today." She looked up and gave a wide, bright smile to show off her gleaming braces. They're neat," responded Scott. The two carried on a short conversation, then the girl sat down. That night, I realized that somebody had overlooked Scott's problems and had seen him as a friendly, normal human being. I realized something else too. It was time for all of us to see Scott the same way and stop criticizing him. Let us pray together. My Lord Jesus Christ, help me not to get caught up in pointing out the little sins in others' lives while ignoring my own glaring sin. I am thankful that with repentance comes forgiveness.